Welcome! If you're a high school student opening up your MacBook right now, or honestly just a beginner ready to build your very first real iOS app, you are in the exact right place. In this explainer, we're going to go end to end. We're talking step by step, from a blank screen all the way to testing an app on your actual iPhone. And we're going to treat you like a true engineer right from the jump.
Here's our roadmap for today. We'll quickly cover the iOS Developer Toolkit, building your first app, understanding SwiftUI code, running the simulator, using AI safely, and finally, the developer mindset.
All right, let's jump straight into Section 1, the iOS Developer Toolkit, where we're going to decode the operating system and all that tech jargon.
So an operating system is basically the middleman, the manager sitting between your app and the actual physical hardware. Let's translate some of this geek speak, shall we? A process that's literally just a running program, like your app while it's open on the screen. Memory, or RAM, is kind of like your fast temporary workspace for stuff you're using right this second, like your views and variables. The file system handles your stored data, and a permission? That's just a security rule, like when your app politely asks the user, "Hey, can I access your camera?"
Speaking of security, we've got to talk about the sandbox. Why does iOS use sandboxing? Because it is absolutely crucial for keeping user data safe. Basically, every single iOS app is completely trapped in its own little sandbox. It literally can't reach over and read another app's private files. It's a strict boundary, and it forms the absolute foundation of Apple's device security.
Now, you're going to hear the term API constantly. Don't let it panic you. It's just a documented set of rules that allows two different pieces of software to pass notes to each other. Think of it like a waiter at a restaurant. Your app uses an API to ask the internet for some data, and the API brings it back to your table.
And here is the best news. You do not have to reinvent the wheel. That's exactly where frameworks come in. They provide the pre-built building blocks for your interface. Apple's SwiftUI is a massive framework where their engineers have already written the agonizingly complex code required to draw buttons and text. You just get to use their tools to describe what you want, and boom, it's there.
One thing to remember, though, don't just assume your app is going to run forever in the foreground. Real life happens, right? People get phone calls, they switch to other apps, or their battery runs out. Your app's life cycle is going to move from active to sitting in the background, and eventually, it'll get suspended or terminated. Expect it, and design your app to save important stuff before it gets shut down.
Moving right along to Section 2, building your first app from Xcode to the terminal.
Okay, here are the first 5 steps to get your project off the ground. Now, even if VS Code is your absolute favorite text editor, Xcode still owns the iOS project. So, Step 1, open Xcode and create a new iOS app. Step 2, choose the SwiftUI interface. Step 3, save it to a simple folder on your Mac. Step 4, press run once in the iPhone simulator just to make sure it works. And only after that, for Step 5, do you open that folder in VS Code to actually start typing.
Let's look at the terminal for a second, because you will definitely use it. Typing CD stands for change directory. That just points your terminal to exactly where your project lives on your MacBook. Then, typing code space dot is this brilliant little hacker shortcut. It tells VS Code to instantly pop open every single file in your current folder. Super fast.
All right, Section 3, understanding SwiftUI code, deconstructing the interface. Let's look at what you're actually building.
When you first look at SwiftUI code, a struct is just defining a new type of object that promises to act like a visual view. But at state, that is the absolute superstar here. It holds data that changes over time, like a study counter ticking up. The magic of SwiftUI is that the exact second that at-state data changes, it automatically rereads your body code and redraws your VStack, which is just a vertical stack of things like buttons, using that brand new data. It really feels like magic.
Now I want to share a crucial piece of senior engineer wisdom with you. When you're building your app, sometimes one missing bracket can cause a massive, terrifying wall of red error text. Do not panic. Always scroll to the very top. Read the first meaningful error. That's your root cause. The last 40 lines are usually just a chain reaction.
Let's get into Section 4, running the simulator, the testing loop.
To find devices to simulate right on your Mac, you can run the terminal command xrun simtol_list. The simulator is amazing because it uses your Mac's processing power for incredibly fast, early testing. But keep in mind, it lacks real phone hardware. No actual camera, no physical sensors, so eventually you'll want to plug in your actual iPhone via USB to push the app to a physical device. That's how you see how it truly feels in the hand.
Debugging can definitely cause some panic, but we're going to make it a repeatable science. Whatever you do, don't just wildly delete code. Step 1, reproduce the bug. Step 2, read that first error. Step 3, form a single hypothesis about what's wrong. Step 4, make exactly one small change. Step 5, rebuild the app. And Step 6, record what happened. Then just repeat the loop.
Next up, Section 5, Using AI Safely, the Pair Programmer.
AI coding assistants are incredible, but remember, they are assistants, not the absolute authority. If an AI agent ever tries to delete a bunch of files, or tells you to run sudo commands which give it admin control, or tries to change your app's digital signing settings, or upload your private source code and passwords to the cloud, stop it immediately. Always inspect commands before blindly hitting approve.
The trick is knowing how to talk to it. A truly great AI prompt doesn't just ask for code to copy and paste. It asks for an education. A fantastic prompt looks like this. Explain this compiler error in beginner language. Give me 3 likely causes, then tell me the single smallest check to perform first. See the difference? That forces the AI to be your personal tutor.
Finally, Section 6, the developer mindset. Best practices. Let's wrap this up.
We need to lock in these golden rules right now. Make small, incremental changes, constantly test your assumptions, and always ask why. If you just copy and paste code without actually understanding it, your app will eventually break and you'll be completely lost. Keep your secrets safe and make sure you commit your working code frequently.
I want to leave you with this one essential habit. Before you jump online or ask a mentor for help, force yourself to answer this question. What exactly did I expect this code to do, and what actually happened instead? Getting crystal clear on that difference is the true blueprint for becoming an exceptional developer. Thank you so much for joining me in this explainer. Now go open up that MacBook and build something amazing.